two people sitting having a conversation on the internet. You sit and think and wonder to yourself, is this a podcast? Hello and welcome to episode 17 of Is This a Podcast? I'm your host, David Thorne, and today I have with me my very good friend and fellow comedian, Miss Lola Marie Camacho, aka Maria Cervantes.
Well,
How are you
yeah,
doing?
you heard that.
How are you
Don't
doing?
call me Maria. That's not my name. That's not my name.
How are you doing, Lola?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. What's up?
Oh, nothing much. Just gonna, go through the normal. Is this a
Yeah.
podcast? So I've got some
Yeah.
topics I'm gonna ask you about, and we'll see how things go. So let's go ahead and kick it off.
All
First
right.
off, tell me a little bit about yourself. You're originally from Sacramento? Is that correct?
I grew up in Oak Grove, but it's still Sac County, right? So, yeah, I grew up in Oak Grove, went to the schools out there, and just kind of lived out there all my life. Kind of basically until I moved out on my own and moved down here to Midtown.
Okay. Now,
hmm
you said you went to school. That's something I do like to ask people about. Your high school experience. How was that like coming up
I
around
was
here?
I was an outcast in high school. Not really. I was kind of a loner. I
Uh-huh.
wouldn't talk to anybody unless they talked to me. I didn't have a whole ton of friends, but I never really have had a whole ton of friends. I always like to keep a small circle of really close friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of my high school. I didn't really care for the people I went to high school with. They weren't like, I don't know. They just weren't the kind of people that I liked
Yeah.
to hang out with. I would only identify with a certain few of them, and I would skip a lot. I skipped a lot of high school.
Uh I I
Yeah.
I did a little bit of skipping. I didn't skip that much, but I remember in high school I always tried to be cool with everybody and not be a part of any specific group. Which me and
hmm
my friends, we had a little group of us. It was three of us, and we would sit around at the lunch table, and we would give other kids fucking nicknames, like horrible nicknames. Like there's this one girl we called Fish Face, and then there's this one kid we called Male Pattern Baldness. Oh man, the names we had
That
for
does
kids.
remind me of something, though. I did have a group of friends that was pretty cool. Uh, we pulled some pranks when we
Yeah.
were in high school on other people
Uh
in
huh.
our high. So like there was this suggestion box, like, or not like I don't know what you call it, but it was the card, and it said, "Are you worried about any of your friends? Um, and do you want to make a suggestion for them to come see the counselor?" And so we did this card for this guy that one of my friends didn't like. So she was like, "Let's do one for him."
Yeah.
And we put that he was depressed and that he needed to see the counselor right away. And she was like, "Here's the plan. We're going to do it." And then when he goes to class, he had a class with me, the same class and the same teacher at the same time. So when he got called to the office to see the counselor,
Yeah.
he was all pissed off because he didn't know why he was getting called.
You
We
just
pranked him.
you just
hmm
made a bunch of stuff up about him and told him to.
Depressed, suicidal, just you
Wow.
fucking name it. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
That's that's
hmm
that's kind of terrible, but I guess I mean
Yeah,
everyone
we
has their
were.
everyone has their own idea of fun, but
Hell
that is
yeah, that was my thing. Pranking.
just that's like a hardcore prank. You told somebody's counselor that they freaking were
Yes,
depressed and suicidal.
yes, yes, I did. Yes, I
Oh,
did.
that's so horrible, Lola. I
Yeah, it
love
was
it.
fun though.
It was
It was fun.
fun. It was like,
Yes.
hey, I could have ruined this kid's
Hey.
life, but that's all in good fun. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong
Why
with that
not?
at all.
Why not? It was fun back then. I mean, it would still be fun now. I love pranking and joking and
Oh, I
I
know
don't
the
know.
other night at Vince's you threw my underwear out that I left in your car.
Yeah. That
I
was
left
fun
underwear in
too.
her car because we did a show in someone's backyard, and afterwards I jumped in the hot tub, and all I had on was my underwear. And when I got out, I just took my underwear off and put my pants back on and went commando, and I forgot my underwear in her car. She goes up and does her
Why?
set. She goes up and does her set and does a joke about shitting pants and farts being contagious, and she's like, "Oh, you shit your pants, you need new underwear, huh?" And then she pulls out my underwear and proceeds to throw them into the crowd, and I catch them. I'm
Yes,
glad to have
I
my.
caught that. I caught that on video, and we posted it on Facebook, didn't
Oh
we?
wow.
I did. I
I'm
did.
I'm
Remember?
I'm glad to have my underwear back because they were one of my better pairs of underwear. They're glow in the dark Rick and Morty underwear, so they're pretty
Glow in the
fucking
dark.
badass, you know. I mean, not a lot of
Glow
people
in the
probably have.
dark.
Yeah, glow in the dark Rick and Morty underwear. That's how I'm
Yeah,
living.
I
Anyway,
didn't check for stains when they were in my
oh,
car.
they
I
they were
just,
smelling ripe when you gave them back. They did not smell good
no,
at all. I was like, she definitely did not wash these because
of
they
course
smell like
not.
I
I
worked
wasn't
all
gonna
day and
touch
then
them.
went and jumped in a hot tub. Exactly how you could imagine. They didn't
I
smell
was
good at
not gonna
all.
touch that.
Yeah,
I was
they
not
they
gonna touch
they did not
that.
smell good. You touched them because you threw them out at the show.
Yeah,
But
just the
yeah, that
top, like the band, the band where it's
yeah
like the waistband.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got a topic that I like to bring up
Mhm.
on all the shows that I've done. I believe I've asked almost everybody about this. And it's one of my favorite topics. It's very close to my heart. It's one of my favorite things. And it's drug trips or experiences that you've had on any controlled substance that might be interesting or out of the ordinary. So if you got anything like that you'd like to share, this is your time to share it, Lola.
Yeah, I know. I'm like the first time I got shrooms from you
Oh
was the
God,
first
just
time I did
implicate me.
shrooms.
No. Huh?
Well, the first time I got shrooms, I and the first time I did was the first time I actually did shrooms. So when I did this, I didn't feel anything at first.
Uh huh.
And then it started to kick in and it was starting to get night. And at nighttime, I don't know, things just look different to me. I was here in the apartment and outside
Mm-hmm.
there's this tree. There's this tree and it's like it has flowers on it. And so when I was tripping, the flowers looked like they were getting puffy, and like they looked like little pieces of cotton or something to me. And I wanted just to go touch that tree. And
Yeah.
I was just all over it. I was just laughing my ass off, touching that tree, just squeezing the little flowers, talking about they were puffy. They were
Yeah.
puffy and they felt good on my hands. And then I would laugh my ass off and go back out like a crazy person, touch the tree, laugh my ass off, walk back in. It was fun. It was actually fun. I didn't know what to expect when I first did it, but now that I did it, I'm happy.
That's
I
good.
don't know if I would do it again because last time I tried, I threw up. So,
Yeah, that
but I had my experience. I'm happy with that, and I think I'll just stick to weed for now.
yeah. I know
Until I can try something else. Like,
yeah, I know you had been talking about DMT, and that's definitely something I
hmm
want to try too. The only
oh yeah.
only thing I've heard about DMT is it's a very intense 20 minute, 15 to 20 minute trip. That's like nothing you've ever had. I
Well,
think I heard someone describe it as like a roller coaster.
mm, I've heard some shit. I've heard it described as scary, like hallucinations of demons and shit. And then after you see those demons, then you see like better shit, like light and more positive shit. So like you go through negative and then you go through positive.
Well,
And I'm not sure if it's true or not. I mean, it could be everybody's experience is different, but I
it
mean,
kind of makes
mm,
sense because the demons and all that stuff would be a manifestation of all the negative thoughts that you have. But if you can make it through all those negative thoughts, it pushes through to the light stuff that I guess stuff that makes you happy.
right. And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I could push through that. I mean, I heard you just have to be in the right environment, in the right mood, and
Oh yeah,
I,
like with any type of psychedelics, it's best to be in the right frame of mind when you do them. But I
mhm.
know I was at a point where I was really depressed, and I would do mushrooms, and it was just like people were like, "You need to be in a good place when you're doing them." I'm like, I'm never gonna be in a good place, and I really want to do them. And I mean, I've had bad trips, but in the bad trips I've had, I've learned stuff. And yeah, I mean, I'm of the camp that there's no such thing as a bad trip as long as you learn something and you make yourself better from it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I've actually heard that DMT and ayahuasca is good for like, I mean, it's holistic. It's just somebody said it. It's good for bipolar
Yeah.
and stuff.
Well, the DMT is the man-made version of ayahuasca.
Mm-hmm.
And ayahuasca, from what I hear, like when you do it, there's the chance that when you take it, you'll go through something. I think they call it La Purga, or basically it stands the purge, and it could make you violently shit and throw up
Ah,
like
that's
black stuff. Yeah,
fucking
and
cool.
it doesn't. Apparently, it doesn't do that every time. But you know what my thinking on that is? It's like if it's some shamanistic stuff, that's purging all the negative shit out of your body.
Hmm.
That's my opinion on it. I don't know how other
That sounds
people
cool. I
feel
would
on
love to
that, but yeah.
try ayahuasca and experience shitting and vomiting at the same time.
Oh yeah, just violently shitting yourself sounds fun, but
Oh, just
I hear the
that sounds
trip's
like
really good. If I was gonna do it, I would want to do it the way the shamanistic ritual is. Like it
me
would
too.
also be cool to go into the rainforest and do
Oh,
the frog.
yeah.
Like I saw that, what was it? It was called Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia. Or it's this guy that went into the Amazon and he did like one of the poison frogs or whatever. I think it was a frog, but he like
Hmm.
did it, and the frogs that make you trip. I forget what they're
Hmm.
called, but yeah, he went into the freaking forest and did that shit. I'm like, that's crazy. I would
Yeah, I've never heard of
love to
that
do that.
before.
No, you,
That's crazy.
yes, most
Nice,
definitely,
nice, nice. Sounds
most
cool.
definitely. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So that was your experience with drug trips. No other interesting stories you have from any controlled substances, whether it be weed. No craziness. Well,
It's like, I don't know, different strains do different things to you, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can go ahead and move on to something else now. Something that I like to ask a lot of the ladies that have been on the podcast who are all mothers. I like asking them what's it like being a mom, and what does it mean to you being a mom?
It is fun. It has its challenges, but it is very fun. And I just I love my son to death, and I wouldn't trade him for the world. And I feel like he feels the same way about me. He's a mama's boy. He's a big mama's boy. He's the sweetest little boy in the world. Like, I don't know. I was told by his teacher that he's gonna have a ton of girls all over him because he's so romantic. Like right
Oh,
now, he's writing me sweet little love letters and stuff. Like, it's so fucking cute. It's like,
oh,
love you, mama. And
oh.
he just sends me text messages, and oh, he makes my day. He's like, he lights up my life.
That's good.
He gives me a lot of trouble too. I mean, he didn't do so well in his math this year. He did very good on all his other grades, but math he barely passed.
I know I hate math, so
It's
I can
me
feel him
too.
on
I
that.
hmm Like mother, like son. I did not do good in math in high school, and I mean all kindergarten, all that. I mean, and it wasn't that he doesn't know it. It's that he didn't do his homework.
Ah,
He didn't turn it in. Either he didn't do it or he didn't turn it in, just because
gotcha.
he wanted to play instead of do his homework.
Playing video games, huh?
Play video games,
Oh.
watch YouTube on the phone, everything,
Now,
everything other than doing homework.
now, being a mom and doing comedy, how does that usually work for you?
It's awesome. I have very supportive parents. and a very supportive family. So anytime I need a babysitter for any reason at all, even if I just want a breather
Mm-hmm.
and I want to go out and do something fun, my parents are there at the
That's
drop of
good.
a pin. Just drop him off, even leave him overnight if you need to. Just, they're very understanding because I know I can identify with a lot of people on stuff that's going on with me. I have bipolar disorder. I have anxiety. I have back and neck pain from arthritis,
Yeah.
from a car accident that I had. So this is why my parents are so great with me and so understanding of when I need some time. And they're great. I
Yeah.
wouldn't. Yeah.
That's good that you have supportive family that's willing to,
Yeah.
watch your child whenever you need to go do comedy and stuff like that. And that's another thing I
Hmm.
was wanting to talk about is like open mics are coming back. Because
Oh,
I
hell
know we went
yeah.
and did one out in the middle of Lincoln the other day in Joey C's backyard, and that was a good time. I had a great time.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
fun, but
Mm-hmm.
how does that have you feeling knowing that comedy could potentially be coming back at some point?
Excited as hell. Excited as hell. I mean, I've been doing some writing over the time that we have been on quarantine, and
Mm-hmm.
I've come up with some new stuff. I've tweaked a few jokes, and I mean, I definitely feel rusty for being on stage. It's like starting all over again almost for me. Um, it
Uh,
feels like starting all over. And even though, like, when I first started, I didn't feel that, like, because I had practiced
yeah.
everything before I decided that I was gonna be a comedian. I started writing jokes,
Yeah.
and I started practicing them
Yeah.
before, and I would bounce the ideas off of just random people or friends, like
Yeah.
say, hey, you know what, I think I'm going to do comedy. I have this and this to say. What do you think of it? You think it's funny or not?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I did it. I Stab was the first place I did comedy at, and I
Mm-hmm.
really enjoyed it. I mean, the group, the people there are very welcoming. I mean, John's great. I like
Oh
John.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
was the first person I met.
Yeah.
First person I met when I did started doing comedy.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
John Ross. He's a good guy. I like Jesse's
good.
good too. I enjoy doing open mics or any show that I've ever done at Stab. It's been a good experience because
Yes,
it's a nice little small intimate comedy theater. I mean, there's
yeah,
not that many seats in it, but if you get that place packed, I mean, you don't even have to have the place packed. Just getting a couple people laughing in there is like it feels pretty good because
yeah,
it's not a big
yeah.
venue, but it's a good venue. Hopefully they'll thrive and they'll get to grow and move into a bigger space at some point. That would be nice to see because they're one of the better little they're one of the better smaller comedy clubs in Sacramento in my personal opinion.
Better open mics. Yeah, I
Yeah,
enjoy it there. I
yeah,
really do. I enjoy
definitely,
stuff there.
most
I,
definitely.
hmm
So something else I'd wanted to ask you about. I know with the current climate of what we got going on in the world, you had told me that you had taken part in some protests in the past.
Oh yeah,
Would you
I
like
was.
to share any stories about that? Because I would love to hear. I know you had talked to me a little bit
Uh-huh.
about it earlier, but yeah, just if you've got anything you'd like to share, I'd love to hear it.
Hell yeah. So like when I started, I actually was big on protesting. I was in the news. I was on every single news channel, every single local news channel had me on. It was a protest about rent control
Mm-hmm.
because my rent here in my apartment was going up way out of control. Um, but also, um, they were trying to evict me from my apartment. So like my my landlord was trying to evict me, and he had no reason to evict me. I was a perfect tenant. I never
Mm-hmm.
made any problems, nothing. And I have my boy, my 6-year old boy, and I don't understand. I never understood why he was trying to evict me. Then I got with this protest group, and I learned what was going on. It was called an eviction for profit. which is when a landlord will evict you, so that he could charge more for your apartment to someone
Wow.
else, because they thought, that I wasn't making enough money to even try to be able to afford what he wanted to charge, um, especially being a single mom.
Yeah.
So what I did was I got together with this group, and we started planning to do like protests. I would go to the Capitol. I
Mm-hmm.
went to and they started organizing like meetings with the media for me, to talk about my situation and talk about evictions for profit, how wrong it is,
Yeah.
how rent is going up way too high, how how what's gentrification is a big issue these, I mean, in Sacramento and everywhere. It's
Yeah.
just, yeah, it's just really bad, and it needed to stop. And protesting helps a lot.
Oh, yes.
I didn't get evicted. Obviously, I'm still here. I ended up not getting evicted because we did a big protest at my landlord, at the property manager's office,
Mm-hmm.
where I pay my rent. We did a big protest there, and I ended up getting. They said it was an extension on my eviction here, and that
Mm-hmm.
I would still be evicted. But to this day, I have not been evicted, and I was given a letter saying that my rent will not be raised. There will actually, if they're going to try to raise my rent, there will actually be caps on how much they could raise my rent and when they could do it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a form of rent control, and it passed. Um, I mean, as far as I know, this is a big accomplishment, and it's like all my hard work, all my talking to the media, all my protests at the Capitol. Um, I was even in what's it called? What's the New York
On the
the
New
New
York
York
Times.
newspaper? Yeah, New York Times. New
Oh,
York Times.
wow.
I got an article, copy of an article where I was in that. Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
I think my battery is about to die. I will connect it to the charger real quick.
Okay.
But yeah, I was in New York Times. They did a story on me, and how us protesters went out and gathered signatures, and we were doing a lot, just
Yeah.
talking to people about it, and eventually it passed.
That's good.
Love how I love how it paid off. It paid off in the end, and I'm all for protesting now. But I mean, like I said, it's something that I've kind of put on a back burner in person. But I will still, like, if I believe in something a lot, I will call congressmen. I will harass them through emails, harass them by phone, and if I and try to get change that way. But I'm, as far as going out and into protests in the state capitol, and I kind of died like down on that kind of activity and protest.
That's
But
cool.
I still do my part, and I still very much believe in many different causes.
Oh, most definitely. Especially the ones that are going on today in the world.
Oh
I
yeah,
fully
for sure.
support those causes because personally, I know this is going to be on in the future, but what's going on right now is something that needed to happen a long time ago, in my personal opinion, and I'm glad that it's being light shed on it and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, it's happened in different forms, but I mean, it's going more full force right now than it did in the past.
Yeah, yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean it's actually seeming to get a little bit of change made, hopefully, and hopefully it keeps pushing forward.
Yeah, that's true.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
All right, now I guess to close it out, what I normally like to do is ask you what your plans are with your comedy for the future
hmm
and whatnot. What are your plans as far as comedy go with you?
Right now, I'm doing it for fun, and I want to see where it takes me. Like, I really do want to see where it takes me. I want to see if I can get better, and I mean, get to a level where I don't know. I don't know where I see myself in it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I want to get to a higher level than I am right now for sure. I mean, I want to go do a show somewhere and get
Yeah.
paid or something. I mean, that would be really cool for me, you know.
Oh, it's definitely
But
fun getting paid for shows.
yeah, I want to do something paid, like I get paid for.
You'll make
Oh,
you'll make tens of dollars.
$10. Yeah.
$10 if you're lucky. The
I
most I've ever
know.
made from a show, I think, was like $26. I'm wanting to say,
Yeah,
but I
I
had to drive 2 hours for that, so that basically covered the gas. So it
the
was
gas.
basically
Yeah.
driving down there to do time for free. But I've
Yeah.
drove 2 hours to do 4 minutes, and I'd probably do it again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
definitely.
Yeah, well, we do everything we can for stage time right
Oh,
now, I guess,
definitely,
right?
especially the way things are now. Until things get better, we're gonna be forced to do what we can to get stage time. I know that I don't know if you've did any, but I've been trying to hit up the Zoom open mics.
Yeah.
And the thing with the Zoom open mics that I like about them is not only like you can do them with anybody in the country. Like I've did New York mics and stuff like that, just all over the
Nice.
country, and that's neat. Like you'll meet
Very
people
nice.
from all around the globe. Like I've been there, like seen comedians from Malaysia, stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's crazy, and a lot of funny people you'll see on the Zoom mics.
Yeah, I haven't done any, but I will.
If there's still a thing when comedy comes back, I might try to start one myself. But
Yeah,
who
that'd be
knows?
nice.
We'll see. It would be my death comedy jam, of course, because I got to
Oh,
do
your
the
dark
I
comedy.
got to do the dark comedy. That's my
I know you like
like
that dark
my
comedy.
like my comedy, like I like my women in beer,
Ah,
dark.
oh
Oh
my.
yeah, most
Nice.
definitely.
All
All
right.
right, yeah, you know it. But
All right.
anyway, to close it out, you have anything that you want to plug? Any social media? Anything that you'd want people to follow you on? Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anything like that you want to shout out? That
Yeah,
nothing. Okay, yeah,
sure.
go ahead and shout it out, girl.
My Instagram is at Lola Marie Camacho. And yeah, if you want to follow me on Instagram, like I said, at Lola Marie Camacho.
All right, and that's it. No Facebook.
No, I have a
Just.
YouTube channel and it's
Oh,
posted on my Instagram. So my
okay. Just
YouTube channel is posted on my Instagram. Just look up the Instagram and it will take you. There's a link to my YouTube channel in there.
okay.
Um, so yeah, if you want to check out my videos and stuff I have on YouTube, or if you just want to add me as a friend on Instagram or follow me,
All right.
I'm welcome
All
to
right.
anybody who wants to do that.
That sounds good. We'll follow her on Instagram, or YouTube's on her Instagram. You can
Yeah.
just get in contact with her through the gram. Lola,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for being
Yes.
on. I do appreciate talking to you.
Thank you.
All
It was
right.
fun. I had
All
fun.
right. I had fun too. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, share, subscribe, comment, tell me what you thought. Follow me on Twitch at The Southern Reject. Thanks. Have a good day.